Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the course Management Information Systems. Today we're still going to continue with the same chapter, Databases and Information Management. In the last lecture we were talking about the database management systems and what are the functionalities of the database management systems and how they can be used to manipulate the databases. उससे पहले lecture में we were talking about the two major aspects of the databases, that was the data management and data modeling. So these were the two key aspects that were useful in maintaining and organizing the database. So once you have created the database, you know how you're going to model the database. Then comes the process of creating databases. So database management systems were basically used, they had the tools and the functionality to manipulate the databases. So they were also used for designing and creating the database as well with the help of the data definition language. हमने ये देखा था कि data definition language को use करके आप एक database को create कर सकते हैं. You can also create tables and objects in the database with the help of the language DDL. इसके अलावा हमने देखा था that DBMS also provide you with the functionality of a data dictionary. A data dictionary contained all kinds of information about a certain table, about a certain object, as well as the fields in that certain table. कि उस fields के बारे में जितनी भी information है, that was stored, the background information was stored in the data dictionary. इसके अलावा DBMS were also providing tools and languages for manipulating the data. Manipulating the data in the database means that you are storing the data, retrieving the data, you're also doing the queries from the database, and you're also generating the reports from the database from that data. तो इस चीज़ को देखने के लिए we looked at an example of the MS Access. MS Access is an example of a single user database that can be used with personal computers to manipulate a certain database. और उसमें हमने देखा था, we created the tables. I showed you what the data dictionary in an MS Access looks like, that how we define the data dictionary, और फिर वो वाले जो चीज़ें थी that were being stored in the data dictionary of the MS Access. इसके अलावा we did a few queries. हमने query करके दिखाई थी with the help of query by example. That was basically using a simple graphical user interface. Also we looked at the query wizard जिसको हमने use किया था to create another query, और उन दोनों के backend के ऊपर SQL commands मैंने आपको दिखाई थी that were working behind all the queries. इसके अलावा we generated a report again with the help of the graphical user interface that was based on a certain query. So you can create reports on queries, you can create reports from tables or and you can design reports yourself as well. Then we moved on towards the data applications. Database applications में हमने देखा था that how can database be used for the businesses. कि businesses जब databases को use करते हैं तो वो किस तरह उनको use करते हैं. And the first thing that we talked about was the data warehouse. So data warehouse we said is a huge collection of data जिसमें current data भी होता है as well as historic data. Historical data is also placed in there. But that data, that historical data जो unstructured form में आपके पास आता है, that needs to be cleaned up. That goes to a certain transformation process, and cleaning up means that उसके आप उसको उस form में ला रहे हैं जिस form में आपका database है. For example, if the database is in the relational database, then you are bringing that data into that relational database form by making tables out of it, by making by normalizing it, by removing the duplication of data, and by removing the data inconsistencies as well, so that the data can be जब आप उसको retrieve कर रहे हैं तो वो accurate है और complete है. So this is the basic purpose of data cleaning up. So all kinds of that kind of data is stored in the data warehouse then, and that contains the data of every aspect of the company, whatever is required by the company or by the users of the company. इसके अलावा we looked at another aspect of a database application, that was the data marts. Data marts again are the scaled down version of the data warehouse. In fact, क्योंकि data warehouse में जहाँ huge collection of data होती है. On the other hand, data mart के अंदर जो information है, that is about a specific area, और वो उसके अंदर उस area के अंदर detailed information होगी. So it contains data about a certain specific area. For example, marketing or sales का अगर data mart है, then it contains information about that only, so that it can the people can go into the detailed analysis of that specific area. Today we're going to continue with the database applications, and we're going to talk about certain other kinds of database applications. Right, the major use of databases is for business intelligence purposes as well. Now, what do we mean by business intelligence? It means that it's all about gathering enough of the right kind of information. The key word here is the right information in a timely manner and in a usable form. So basically, again, यहाँ पे वो वाली बात आ जाती है, when we talked about information, that information has to be in the right it has to be the right information in the right format and in a timely manner, so that that information can be analyzed, so that it can have a positive effect on the business strategy, tactics and operations. So business intelligence is all about getting the right kind of information in the right kind of format, but in a timely manner, so that the users can do the analysis on it, and after analysis they can extract the outcome from it, and the outcome can be used for better decision making. And decision making अच्छी होगी तो इसका मतलब है you can have a business strategy, you can improve your business tactics and improve your business operations as well. Right, so different companies use different kinds of business intelligence tools for this kind of purposes, that is gathering information that is in a useful format and analyzing it. Right, competitive intelligence again is associated with business intelligence, but it is concerned with gathering information about the competitors and the ways that knowledge affects the strategy, tactics and operations. So this is actually a good method of learning about the changing marketplace and also responding to the changing marketplace. When you know what the competitors are doing, then you get an idea about what your company has to do to come to a certain level. And in fact, getting this kind of information about the competitors is not illegal at all. All the means that are used in it are all legal means. So it's basically beneficial for responding to the changes in the marketplace, to responding to how the competitors are achieving that competitive edge, so that you can also come up to that benchmark. Right, so the tools involved for business intelligence again would be the software for database querying and reporting. Right, again आपकी जो simple software use हो रहे हैं database query और reporting के लिए. Then there is a multi-dimensional data analysis that is called the OLAP, and data mining. So business intelligence tools, जब हम कहते हैं तो ये वाली सारी चीज़ें एक business intelligence tool के अंदर आती हैं. These can be used for creating business intelligence. Right, so first thing here we're going to talk about is data mining. Right, data mining is basically क्या है? It provides insight into the corporate data that cannot be achieved with the OLAP. OLAP को हम देखेंगे कि it's a different technique. Data mining basically क्या कर रहा है? It's basically an information analysis tool. Information analysis in such a way that it allows automated discovery of the patterns and relationships in the data warehouse. Right, so it figures out the hidden patterns and relationships are found in large databases by inferring rules. So basically it digs down into the data. आपके data warehouse में जो इतना सारा data पड़ा हुआ है वो उसको patterns को figure out करता हुआ देखता है कि उसके अंदर से किस किस्म का एक trend निकल रहा है या किस किस्म का कोई relationship निकल रहा है, so that it can do some certain kinds of comparisons and give you an outcome of that discovery or of that pattern recognition. राइट जी, डेटा माइनिंग जो है बेसिकली the type of information that is received from it is done through the help of associations, through the help of sequences, classifications, clusters, forecasts. So there are basically different methods जिसके through data mining जो है वो होती है in a data warehouse. इसका major use जो है that is in marketing, and marketing में किस तरह that is to improve customer retention, that जो आपके customers आ रहे हैं वो रहें, right? The customers जो आपकी company में आ रहे हैं, they have to you have to maintain those customers. Also cross-selling opportunities and also campaign management. Campaign को किस तरह manage करना है, again that can be handled with the help of data mining, and also one-to-one marketing. So these are the basic areas जहाँ पे data mining जो है वो बहुत extensively use हो रही है. So basically आपके data mining जो है that is using this pattern recognition to figure out the trends and rules from the data warehouse to evaluate the proposed business strategies. ठीक है जी. इसके अलावा there is a concept called predictive analysis. Predictive analysis means it combines the historic data with the assumptions about the future conditions to predict the outcomes of events such as future product sales. For example, इस product की sale कितनी होगी, and such probabilities, for example कि आपका who will default on a certain loan. जो अगर बैंक कर रहा है तो वो देखेगा कि कौन default करेगा loan के ऊपर. तो क्या होता है, historic data को future assumptions के साथ mix करके it's going to use a certain technique to figure out कि इस event का outcome क्या होगा. कहाँ पे ये predictive analysis और use हो सकता है? It can be used to look at the customer lists and the sales progress to figure out new market segments that could be profitable. For example, if a company wants to open up new products, तो वो predictive analysis को use करके देख सकती है कि कौन से marketing segments हैं जो profitable हो सकते हैं, depending upon the customers that they are receiving and the sales that they are having. Right? Data mining is a very, very important concept when it comes to businesses and business intelligence. So that's why the vendors of the major DBMS vendors are incorporating this functionality into their databases. Then again, a very important use of data mining is also in e-commerce. E-commerce अगर आप कर रहे हैं अपनी company में, then data mining again आपका एक बहुत valuable tool है in determining your customer behavior online, in determining the sales online, in determining कि आपने advertise किस तरह करना है या कौन सी चीज़ आप advertise करेंगे, किस तरह करेंगे तो आपके customer ज़्यादा होंगे, आपकी sales ज़्यादा होंगी. So e-commerce के लिए again data mining is a very important tool. Okay, next we have the online analytical processing. That is again a multidimensional data analysis tool, or it's different from data mining. इसकी technique जो है that is different from data mining. अभी हम देखते हैं किस तरह. For example, you have a company that sells nuts बेच रही है, bolts बेच रही है, screws इस किस्म की चीज़ें बेच रही है, washers वगैरह, ठीक है. For example, plumbing का सामान बेच रहे हैं. तो अगर एक question तो ये हो सकता है that how many washers were sold in this region, right? So this is a very simple question जो कि आप transaction processing जो आपका system है उससे देख के आप पता कर सकते हैं. But this kind of software answers questions such as how many washers sold in each of your sales regions and compare actual results with projected sales. So एक थोड़ा complicated question है कि जो washers हैं, जो भी product है वो एक sales region में कितना sale हुआ है और बाकी sales region में कितना sale हुआ है, and you have to compare those actual results with the projected sales. Right, project जो आपने किया था, for example, you did the future forecasting for it कि इतनी sales होंगी इस area में, लेकिन actually इतनी हुई हैं, so you have to do that comparative analysis. So this kind of thing is actually done by the online analytical processing tool. It supports multi-dimensional data analysis. Multi-dimensional means that वो एक data को different तरीकों से देखेगा and then it's going to show you the results for that. Supports multi-dimensional data analysis, so users can use same data in different ways and dimensions. Dimension किस तरह की हो सकती हैं? Product dimension हो सकता है, pricing dimension हो सकता है, region wise हो सकता है, time period wise हो सकता है. So it looks at the data from different angles. From the angle के वो product किस तरह का sale हुआ है, उसकी pricing किस तरह की थी, वो किस region में कितना ज़्यादा sale हुआ है, कितने time में sale हुआ है. So there is just one एक data है और उसके जो angles हैं उसको देखने के वो 2-3 तरह के different angles हैं. So this OLAP tool जो है that is basically used to evaluate the data from different angles, and then it shows you different kinds of graphs and charts and different kinds of graphical user interfaces again to show the data कि आपका जो product है वो इस जगह पे इतना sale हुआ and does the comparative analysis as well. So basically it enables users to obtain online answers to ad hoc questions as well. For example, ad hoc questions means a spontaneous question and it can answer that question as well. Right जी, online analytic processing or data mining में difference क्या है? The number one is their use. ठीक है, there's no difference on the use. Both of them are used for data analysis and decision making. दोनों OLAP and data mining, both of these tools and techniques are used for data analysis. कि जो भी data आ रहा है उसको analyze कर रहा है, and based on the analysis you are doing, the employees or the managers are doing some kind of decision making. OLAP on the other hand, when it comes to the kind of technique it's using, it's top down, it's a query driven analysis. Means that you start from the top level and then you move into the data, and it is based on the queries. Okay, and actually the user is constantly in touch with the system to get the right kind of information. Data mining on the other hand is a bottom-up discovery driven analysis. So it starts from the bottom, creating patterns, and patterns create करके it discovers a kind of relationship between one kind of data and another kind of data. Right जी, and then skills की जब बात आ जाती है कि users किस तरह interact करते हैं, then for OLAP users must be knowledgeable of the data and its business context because they are constantly in touch with the system. They are sort of giving the queries, asking for the queries, asking questions, और उन questions की मदद से you are basically generating some kind of answers through the help of the data. So basically what you're doing is that you have some kind of an idea in your mind that this could be the reason for a certain problem, and you are questioning the database to actually prove that you're right. While on the other hand, data mining में है कि users जो हैं they completely trust in the data mining tools to uncover valid hypothesis, valid or worthwhile or the right kind of hypothesis. So basically it's an automated process. Automatically जो है वो system जो है वो figure out करता है. So it's like telling the system, okay, this is the data, tell me how is it related with one another, उसके जो कोई pattern निकल रहा है, to show me the pattern. So these two differ in the techniques that are being used and how the users interact with the system to get the information and to make decisions based on that information. Right जी, next we have text mining and web mining. Database applications में again जब हम data mining की बात करते हैं तो data mining को थोड़ा और refine किया गया in the form of text and in the form of World Wide Web कि उसके ऊपर किस तरह होती है. Now even though business intelligence tools are supposed to deal with structured data, लेकिन this brings text mining and web mining brings in the concept of unstructured data. Structured data means that it was always in the form of tables and it could be read easily by the systems. But unstructured data again is in the form of text. और text किस तरह मतलब कि it is in the form of emails, memos, survey responses, legal cases, service reports, again this kind of information. But this kind of information makes up 80% of the useful information in the organizations. So this information that is in the textual form and in the form of emails, responses, reports, even call center reports, so all these kind of information are very crucial for businesses as well. So they're part of the useful information for the businesses. So basically text mining tools help businesses analyze this kind of data that is present in the unstructured form. अब क्या करते हैं? It extracts key elements from the unstructured data sets and discover the patterns and relationship and then summarizes the information. So there are special text mining tools जो कि उस unstructured data के अंदर से keywords निकाल के उनके अंदर patterns और relationships develop करके एक summarized information देते हैं. Similarly, web mining, while text mining was basically looking at the different kinds of text that goes in and out of the organization, web mining basically is the discovery and analysis of useful patterns and information from the World Wide Web. For example, if you have a website और website के ऊपर जो different kinds of activity हो रही है उसको देखते हुए you are developing certain kinds of patterns and relationships for analysis. क्या कर सकते हैं web mining के through that can be used in understanding the customer behavior online, in evaluating the effectiveness of the customer website. For example, आपकी website जो है वो किस तरह की progress कर रही है, कितने clicks हो रहे हैं उस website के ऊपर, etc. etc. So this is the effectiveness of the customer website. Quantify success of the marketing campaign. If you are doing the campaign online, marketing campaign, so again वो सब चीज़ quantify हो सकती है कि किस तरह कितनी successful हुई है. Then again, these are the benefits of doing the web mining. So web mining basically is divided into three categories in a way: context mining, content mining, structure mining, and usage mining. So content mining is basically looking at the relationship between the content that is placed on the website, right? Structure mining is basically looking at the links on the website. For example, कि अगर उस पेज के ऊपर से लिंक क्लिक करके कितने लोग जा रहे हैं और कौन से क्लिक करके उस पेज के ऊपर लोग आ रहे हैं. So it looks at the links that are coming in and the links that are coming on that page. Also it looks at the usage mining, that the customers, how are they using the data on the website, or it's basically used for user interaction data. So for example, आपके जो transactions हो रही हैं website के ऊपर अगर, तो वो किस तरह की हो रही हैं और उनको evaluate करने के लिए और उनका analysis करने के लिए you have the usage mining. So basically web mining is divided into three categories: content mining, structure mining, and usage mining. Because आपके website के ऊपर it's not just about the text that is available there, it's about the number of clicks, it's also about the number of transactions that happen online. Now once we're talking about the web or the World Wide Web, then databases and web have a very close relationship. Firms use the World Wide Web or the web to make information from their internal databases available to customers and partners online now. Right जी? इसमें क्या होता है कि if you have, for example, if you are viewing, अगर आपने कोई इस किस्म की साइट खोली है जिसमें आप कैटलॉग देख रहे हैं, for example, if you're looking at a catalog of the computers, ठीक है, आपने कोई कंप्यूटर की वेबसाइट खोली हुई है और आप देख रहे हैं मॉनिटर्स किस किस्म के हैं, कीबोर्ड्स किस किस्म के हैं, माउस किस किस्म के हैं और लैपटॉप्स किस किस्म के हैं. So you are basically actually looking at the internal database of the company, that ये वाली जो सारी information है ये आपको नजर आ रही है. So instead of actually looking at a paper catalog, you are looking at the catalog online. Again, इस तरह जिस तरह for example clothes की catalog हो सकती है, they have it printed on paper as well, but some of the times the catalog is available online as well. And when the databases, when these companies put the database online, so it's not a very simple procedure, especially when the people have to click on the image that is in the catalog, view information about the catalog, or you want to select it to actually buy that product. So usme there's a lot of servers involved and there's a lot of processing involved at the background that happens. इसमें क्या होता है, आपके 3 servers काम कर रहे हैं, the web server at the very front जिससे आप direct connection कर रहे हैं, and it takes in the HTML commands. ठीक है, then we have the application server or the CGI जिसको हम कहते हैं, and it is basically used, it basically works as a middleware and it is used for transaction processing and data access. Then you have the database server जिसके ऊपर actually आपका DBMS काम कर रहा है, and that DBMS is receiving the SQL and providing the data to you. Right, Ji? So the web server basically is there. It takes in the HTML commands and uses a certain kind of software to convert that HTML to SQL commands, so that जो आपका database server है या जो DBMS है, that can understand those commands and give a certain kind of response. Right, so there are many companies that are using the databases on the web nowadays. So advantages of using that is that web browser software is easier to use than query tools. Okay? When you have the web the internal database जब आप online show कर रहे हैं, तो उसको access करना through the help of web browser is easier instead कि आप उसके अंदर से query tools use कर रहे हैं. Also, web interfaces require few or no changes to internal databases. You can create any kind of web interface और उसका almost no impact होगा on the internal database. Internal database जैसी मर्जी है, आप उसका जो interface है वो change कर सकते हैं. And again, it's less costly. Whatever web database you're using, you are just creating a website that accesses the database, and there are languages and tools available that can easily connect the database to the website environment, or you can just show through or connect it with the web interface. Alright, data applications we looked at the different kinds of ways that the businesses can use the databases, and the first one we saw was the data warehouse. Then we saw associated with that was the data marts. That was a specific, that were about storing information about a specific area. Then we looked at the business intelligence. Business intelligence, when we talked about that, we said that it has different tools that are available to provide the business intelligence to the organizations, and one of them was simple querying and reporting. The other one was with the help of multidimensional data analysis, or the OLAP, and the third one was the data mining. Or when we talked about data mining, then we said that data mining के आगे और fine-tuned aspects हैं, that is the text mining as well as web mining, जिसमें आप unstructured data को structured data form में ला रहे हैं, and you are creating patterns from that data, and then you creating summarized reports and doing the analysis on that data. And again, the unstructured data is very important because it basically is about 80% of the useful information that is present in the organizations. अगर आपको customer feedback आ रहे हैं, customer service से feedback आ रहे हैं, then how are you going to analyze that data? And if you're getting emails that have requests that have problems mentioned in them, then how are you going to basically sort out that textual information? So text mining and web mining are very powerful tools that the businesses can use to achieve a competitive edge and to solve problems and also do good decision making. Text mining का से related हम case study भी आगे चल के देखेंगे, so that आपको और ज़्यादा clear हो जाए कि how can text mining be used in the businesses. Right, जी. Now we're going to talk about the data resources, that how are you actually managing the data resource. Data resource again means how you managing the database, because आपके सारा जो data है of the company is stored in a database. And number one is by establishing information policy. Now what is information policy is that it's basically an organization's rules. एक organization जो है वो rules define करती है for sharing, disseminating acquiring, standardizing, classifying and inventorying information. शेयर किस तरह कर सकते हैं, डिस्ट्रीब्यूट किस तरह कर सकते हैं, acquire किस तरह कर सकते हैं information for our database, उसको standardize किस तरह करना है, उसको किस किस कैटेगरी में classify करना है, inventory किस तरह बनानी है. So all this kind of information is part of creating the information policy. So basically it's all about which units share information, where the information can be distributed, who can maintain and update it. These kind of questions are answered when you define the information policy of an organization. Right ji. Large organizations may basically you have a data administration that is responsible for creating this information policy. Lekin small organizations may it's usually the CEO of the company or the manager who is responsible for doing that. Lekin large organizations में you require a full-fledged data administration. हमने last lecture में भी देखा था data administration के काम कि वो किस तरह कर रहे थे. So basically वो और चीज़ों के अलावा they're also used for defining the information policy as well and the procedures for managing organizational resources, and by resources we mean this database. Then we have the database administration concept. एक ये भी है that is used for design, that is a design and management group that performs the following functions. That means it establishes the physical database, logical relationship, creates logical relationship among elements, and it is also used for accessing rules and security procedures. So आपकी data administration के साथ you have a database administration that does these kind of following tasks. ठीक है, the extended tasks हैं जो कि large organizations में use हो सकते हैं. Right जी. Then we move on to another form of managing the data resources, and that is ensuring data quality. एक तो चीज़ आपने कर ली that आपने एक standardized procedure बना लिया that आपकी information policy क्या है, आपका जो information है या जो databases हैं वो किस तरह create हो रहे हैं, share किस तरह हो रही है information, distribute किस तरह हो रही है information, who is maintaining and updating the database, etc. etc. इसके अलावा you have to ensure that the data that is placed in the databases is of good quality. उसकी data integrity जो है वो maintained है कि नहीं. Because the poor data quality is a major obstacle to successful customer relationship management as well. अगर आपका data सही नहीं होगा, accurate नहीं होगा, you cannot make any kind of good decisions. So data quality problems are basically caused due to redundant and inconsistent data produced by multiple systems or data input errors as well. Again, ये वाली बात हमने पहले भी की थी when we were talking about the database management systems, that it's very important to maintain the data integrity. It's important to maintain कि जो आपका data enter हो रहा है at the time of entry, it's correct. उसमें कोई problems नहीं आ रहे. तो हमने देखा था MS Access में there is a validation rule as well. Validation text available था और वो आप rule set कर सकते हैं at the time of data entry कि जो भी data enter हो रहा है that is according to a certain format and that is according to the certain value range जो भी उस field में जानी है, और it's according to the required value जो चाहिए और वो आपकी गलत नहीं हो रही. Right जी. Again, concerning the data quality, we have data quality audited as well. That is a structured survey of accuracy and completeness of data. So auditing होती है data quality के लिए so that आपके data जो है वो accurate रहे और complete रहे. Then again there's data cleansing जिसको हम data cleanup भी कहते हैं, detects and corrects incorrect, incomplete, improperly formatted and redundant data. So आपकी जो data quality ensure हो रही है, that is with the help of two things, that is auditing, and then after auditing you have the data cleanup as well, जिसमें आप correct data को incorrect data को correct कर रहे हैं, incomplete data को complete कर रहे हैं, improperly formatted data को right format में ला रहे हैं, so that it can जो भी उसको retrieve कर रहा है उस data को, it would be useful for that person. Okay, next we have the case study that is basically about text mining. case study है, what can businesses learn from text mining? So we're going to follow the same pattern. I'm going to read out a few statements from the paragraphs, and similarly we're going to point out the basic points from the case study. Alright जी, शुरू में मैंने क्या किया है जी, text mining को define किया है. Text mining is the discovery of patterns and relationships from large sets of unstructured data. The kind of data we generate in emails, phone conversations, blog postings, online customer surveys and tweets. ठीक है जी, अब इसमें मैंने बताया कि data mining के लिए जो data आ रहा है, unstructured data, वो कहाँ से आ रहा है. Also, the mobile digital platform has amplified the explosion of digital information. So, डिजिटल इन्फॉर्मेशन एक तो आपके सिर्फ कंप्यूटर होता था, उसकी वजह से डिजिटल इन्फॉर्मेशन स्टोर होती थी विद द हेल्प ऑफ ईमेल्स एंड ब्लॉग पोस्टिंग्स, कस्टमर सर्विस एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. इसके अलावा मोबाइल प्लेटफॉर्म हैज सॉर्ट ऑफ एम्पलीफाइड द डिजिटल इन्फॉर्मेशन बिकॉज अब बहुत सारे लोग जो मोबाइल यूज कर रहे हैं, दे आर कॉलिंग, दे आर टेक्सटिंग, दे आर सर्चिंग, फॉर एग्जांपल दे आर यूजिंग एप्लीकेशंस एंड दे आर बाइंग गुड्स and they're writing billions of emails and so on and so forth. So they're doing a lot of things with the help of this mobile digital platform. So the consumers are basically have more ways to collaborate, share information and influence the opinions of their friends and peers. And the data that they're creating has significant value to businesses. Unlike structured data, which are generated from events such as completing a purchase transaction, unstructured data have no distinct form. However, managers believe that such data may offer unique insights into customer behavior, attitudes that were much more difficult to determine years ago. Right जी, अब text mining के बारे में वो ये define कर रहे हैं कि एक तो ये कि patterns, what is it? It basically it's a discovery of patterns and relationship from large sets of unstructured data. और unstructured data कहाँ से आ रहा है? Email से आ रहा है, phone conversation से आ रहा है, surveys से आ रहा है, blog से आ रहा है, etc etc. इसके अलावा mobile digital platform has sort of ने जो है basically digital information का volume बढ़ा दिया. And the consumer collaboration and sharing offers insight into customer behavior and attitudes. Managers believe कि ये जो सारी sharing हो रही है, collaboration हो रही है through the help of smartphones or through the help of computers या different kinds of digital devices, that has basically increased the number of insights as well. कि आप उनको देख के आप ज़्यादा information ले सकते हैं customers के बारे में. And you can get information about the customer behavior and attitudes. Right, next is about a company, airline company, JetBlue, experienced unprecedented levels of customer discontent in the wake of a February ice storm that resulted in widespread flight cancellation and planes, etc. etc. The airline received 15,000 emails per day from customers during the storm and immediately afterwards, up from its usual daily volume of 400. So instead of getting 400 emails, they were getting 15,000 emails. And the volume was so much larger than usual that JetBlue had no simple way to read everything its customers were saying. So emails में जो भी requests, problems, sentiments या जो भी requests जो भेज रहे थे customers, it was impossible to read that much amount of emails and understand कि customers क्या कह रहे हैं. But the company recently contracted with Intensity, as a name of company, a leading vendor of text analytics software, and was able to use the software to analyze all of the email it has received within 2 days. So instead of going into a problem, the company actually used a kind of a software analytics tool, जिसकी मदद से they were able to analyze the emails in 2 days. The tool uses proprietary technology to automatically identify facts, opinions, requests, trends, and trouble spots from the unstructured text of survey responses, service notes, email messages, web forums, blog entries, news articles, and other customer communications. So this tool uses a kind of technology that figures out and automatically identifies different items from the facts and opinions, requests, trends. So जो भी unstructured information है वो उसको analyze करता है. The technology is able to accurately and automatically identify the many different voices customers use to express their feedback. ठीक है जी, एक तो चीज़ है कि वो identify करता है basic facts वगैरह, right, opinions, जो भी words हैं वो identify करता है. इसके अलावा it is used to accurately or automatically identify the different voices. Voices means that the different kinds of, again with the help of words, कि उस बंदे की tone क्या है. Either that word is a negative word, it's a negative voice, or it's a positive voice, or it's a conditional voice. Okay, which helps organizations pinpoint key events and relationships such as intent to buy, intent to leave, or customer wish events. Right जी, तो इस किस्म की चीज़ें जो हैं वो इस टेक्नोलॉजी को यूज़ करके आप फिगर आउट कर सकते हैं. Right जी, this software integrated with JetBlue's other customer analysis tool, such as they have a certain kind of a tool which classifies customers into groups that are generating positive, negative, or no feedback about the company. So they were already using a customer analysis tool that was classifying the customers in the negative, positive, and no feedback categories. Right. Also, एक तो airline company है जो इस किस्म का software use कर रही है. Then we have the hotel chains like Gaylord Hotels and Choice Hotels are using text mining software to glean insights from thousands of customer satisfaction surveys provided by their guests. So एक और company जो text mining use कर रही है, these are the hotel chains that are using to get insights from the customer satisfaction surveys. They are using the Clarabridge text analysis solution delivered via the internet as a hosted software service. Again, आपके जो ये Clarabridge text analysis software है, it is delivered as the software service. Again, it's on the cloud. And it's used to gather and analyze customer feedback from surveys, emails, chat messaging, staffed call centers, and online forums associated with guests and meeting planners, experiences at the company's convention reports. So basically, it gets the positive and negative comments and organizes them in a variety of categories to reveal less obvious insights. By less obvious insight means कि वो सारी categories figure out करती हैं और वो वाली insights लेके आती हैं that you cannot see by looking at the different kinds of comments. For example, guests complained about many things more frequently than noisy rooms. The guest complains कि ये वाला problem है, ये वाला problem है, ये वाला problem है, but they did not say that the rooms are noisy. But complaints of noisy rooms were more frequently correlated with surveys indicating an unwillingness to return to the hotel for another day. Right जी, लेकिन trend इस तरह का था कि जिन्होंने noisy rooms लिखा हुआ था वो लोग जो थे वो वापस होटल नहीं आ रहे थे. Right, so they've actually figured it out with the help of this analysis tool that they looked at the insights that were less obvious. So analyzing customer surveys used to take weeks, but now it takes only days with the help of this Clarabridge software. Alright, there's another company which is a restaurant chain that is also using this Clarabridge software to analyze around lots of messages it collects from each year from its web-based feedback forum, call center notes, email messages, receipt-based surveys, and social media. So Wendy's management was looking for a better tool to speed analysis, detect emerging issues, and pinpoint troubled areas of the businesses at the store, regional, or corporate level. So basically वो क्या कर रहे थे, the chain's customer satisfaction team had previously used spreadsheets and keyword searches to review customer comments, a very slow and manual approach. So पहले जो वो use कर रहे थे वो different kinds of स्प्रेडशीट्स यूज़ कर रहे थे और कीवर्ड एनालिसिस यूज़ कर रहे थे, जो कि स्लो और मैनुअल अप्रोच थी. बाद में they started looking for a tool and they started using this kind of tool to improve their businesses. So now the timely information helps store, regional and corporate managers spot and address problems related to meal quality, cleanliness and speed of services. So because of it's a restaurant chain, so it's very important for them to assess कि जो उनकी meal quality है वो किस तरह. Again with the help of service they were able to determine this. Cleanliness का क्या level है and the speed of service as well. So when they received the information, they use this kind of tool for the analysis. Right, this software is now offering, this Clarabridge software is now offering a version of its product geared towards small businesses as well. And the technology has already caught on with law enforcement search tool interfaces and listening platforms like Nielsen Online. Listening platforms are text mining tools that focus on brand management, allowing companies to determine how consumers feel about their brand and take steps to respond to negative sentiments. Structured data analysis won't be rendered obsolete by text analytics, but companies that are able to use both methods to develop a clearer picture of their customers' attitudes will have an easier time establishing and building their brand and gleaning insights that will enhance profitability. So in the end it states that even though structured data जो है वो भी important है, as well as unstructured data, and those companies that are using tools to analyze both the kind of data are doing a good thing for their profitability and for good decision making. So these two, analyzing the structured data and analyzing the unstructured data, are extremely important things for gaining insights into the business and for good decision making. Right, next we're going to look at the questions. The number one question is, what challenges does the increase in unstructured data present for businesses? That is कि जब unstructured data होता है कंपनी के अंदर, तो वो किस किस्म के businesses को challenge face करने पड़ते हैं, challenges जो हैं वो face करने पड़ते हैं. So दो तीन points मैंने यहाँ लिखे हुए हैं. That is lots of digital information generated that has no distinct form. अब because unstructured data होता है, तो that is again जिस तरह airline company को emails आई थी, so that was a large volume of data that had no distinct form, और वो irregular form और unstructured form में data पड़ा था, and the company was in a fix कि वो उसको किस तरह analyze करें. Again, it's difficult to analyze if there are loads of emails with customer sentiments, preferences and requests. Then it's difficult for you कि एक बंदा बैठ जाए, either वो manually keywords लिखता रहे या हर एक बंदा emails को देख के read करके और फिर analyze कर रहा है, तो it's going to be a very lengthy and manual process. So जब इतना सारा unstructured data होगा, then it's going to be a slow and manual process to actually analyze the data. Unstructured data जो पड़ा हुआ है, it's going to be difficult to analyze the service, it's going to be difficult to analyze the emails जिसके अंदर लोगों के requests होंगे, जिसमें लोगों के preferences होंगे. So इतने सारे data को gather करना और analyze करना, then it becomes a very lengthy and costly process. Because it consumes a lot of time to do that. Right. Next question we have, how does text mining improve decision making? अब जो text mining जब आप use कर रहे हैं to solve this problem, how is it improving the decision making? That because text mining can be used to spot and address problems quickly. That means कि आपके problems एकदम spot हो जाते हैं. You can figure out what is the problem, and according to the problem, you can act quickly on solving and going for a solution. Then again, it is a decision that you've made that you are going to move on to a certain solution. Then next is identifying the facts, opinion, trends to act quickly to customer demands. Right? इसी तरह by using these kind of tools, or by using the text mining tools, you can identify the facts, the opinions, the trends, etc. of the customers, what are the customers demanding, and then you can act quickly on the customer demands. Also, it allows categorizing the comments to reveal less obvious insights. जिस तरह हमने देखा था कि जो reason पहले समझ नहीं आ रही थी and the people could not decide what was the problem that people were not coming back to the hotel, then text mining tool can be used for looking at the less obvious insights as well, and for making decisions based on those insights. Then again, it's also used to make building improvements. एक इसमें ये वाली चीज़ भी थी कि आपके corporate जो investors हैं, they can look at the insights, they can look at the software to look at कि building के अंदर कौन से improvements required हैं, and they can be used for that as well. Again, it's again for making decisions based on for the building improvements. Right, next we have what kind of companies are most likely to benefit from text mining software, and explain your answer. Again, we're going to pick up the companies from the same case study. जिसमें हमने पहला business जो देखा था, that was about the airlines. ठीक है, airline company को जो problem face हो रही थी, that is they were because of their ice storm जो आया था, उसकी वजह से लोगों के flights cancel हुई थी, delay हुई थी, and because of that they wrote a lot of emails for their concerns, for their sentiments, for their preferences, for their requests, flight schedules, etc., etc. So ये सारी चीजें जो हैं that was all gathered and analyzed with the help of the text mining tools. So airline companies can use that. Then hotel chains can obviously use that. It is a very plus point for the hotel chains because they get the surveys, they get the emails. अगर website के ऊपर आपने अपना forum डाला हुआ है for the responses or for the surveys, then you can get that information as well. So again, hotel chains or restaurants के लिए again this kind of text mining and web mining in fact is very important, and it's crucial for their good decision making and crucial for their business processes because they only depend on the customer satisfaction. अगर उनके customer satisfied है, then they're going to come back to the hotel, then they're going to come back to the restaurant. Otherwise, they're going to say that they are not maintaining a good customer relationship because जो भी customers कह रहे हैं वो उसको सही तरह analyze नहीं कर सक रहे, वो उनके insight इतनी ज़्यादा नहीं है that, और उनके capabilities उस होटल या restaurants की इतनी ज़्यादा नहीं है कि वो उन सारे survey reports को study कर रहे हैं या emails को study कर रहे हैं या different kind of forum responses को study कर रहे हैं. And they can also be used by location managers for any kind of business जिसमें आपके जो demands आ रही हैं, जिसमें आपके customer service लिखे जा रहे हैं, जिसमें customer responses आ रहे हैं. So anything that deals with the customers, आपके text mining is very important there because आप जो भी जिस तरह भी unstructured form में data आ रहा है, you can gather this data, create patterns and relationships, and then analyze this data with the help of the text mining tools as well as web mining tools. Okay, in this chapter we've talked about the data bases and the information management as well as the data management. Right, so the summary points for this chapter would be that like I said before, that data management and data modeling are the key aspects of organizing data and information. So if you want to create the database, or you want to store, or so if you want to store the data of the organization, then data management and data modeling are the key aspects. Data management means that how are you going to store the data, with the help of databases or with the help of file systems, or अगर आप databases use कर रहे हैं तो कौन से databases use कर रहे हैं. You're using the relational database, or you're going to use them in the object oriented database style. Also, data modeling means that once you've decided the kind of data management technique, then you're going to move on towards the logical design of the databases. What are the entities of the database, and what will be the objects of the database, and what will be the relationship between the objects and the entities. So data modeling and data management are very key points in establishing a database. Again, when we talked about the data modeling and data management, we looked into the relational model or the relational database model, and we saw that it reduces many problems of the data inconsistency, and it's easier to control and it's more flexible. It is easier to manipulate data from a relational database. Right, so then we moved on towards the database management systems, and we saw that database management systems are used to produce wide variety of documents, reports, and other kinds of outputs that are useful for the organizations. So database management systems were providing you with the functionality with the help of data definition language, with the help of data dictionary, with the help of data manipulation language. You were able to basically create and manipulate the databases, and you could also create different kinds of reports that and other kinds of outputs that are important for the organization. Then we saw that when we're talking about the different kinds of data, so जो basic चीज़ जो हम सारी जगह पे note करते हैं, that is we go through a process of data cleanup. Why? Because we want to maintain the quality of the data. जब हम managing the resources की बात कर रहे थे, तब भी we said that data quality has to be maintained, because unless and until the data integrity जब तक maintain नहीं होगी, जब तक data जो आपका वो accurate, complete और consistent नहीं होगा, then you will not get the required information. And if you don't get the required information, then that means that you cannot do the proper analysis, or the tools आप use कर रहे हैं, that will not be able to do the proper kind of analysis, and that obviously affects the decision making. Right जी. Then we talked about the different kinds of database applications. और database applications में हमने data warehouse और data marts देखे थे, and also said that business intelligence tools are also very important, and they have a positive effect on the business strategy. Business intelligence basically क्या थी? It was all about gathering the right kind of information in the right format, but in a timely manner, so that it can be analyzed, and after the analysis the information can be used to improve the business strategy, to improve business tactics, and to improve different business operations. So उसमें हमने different चीज़ें देखी थी. We saw that simple querying and reporting can be part of the business intelligence. Also multidimensional data analysis can be part of the business intelligence, and we are simply in that we're using a top-down query-based approach. Then we saw that data mining is a very, very important part of the business intelligence, because it is using the data to go deeper down into the data, and it is using automated techniques to figure out the patterns and relationships in the data and find out insights that are not viewable on its own. Then we looked into the text mining and web mining that were very important. Again, data mining tools that are looking at the unstructured data. That means the data that is coming from the emails, that is coming from phone conversations, that is coming from blogs, that is coming from surveys, coming from the different kinds of service reports, the different kind of call center reports, all this kind of data, which is the unstructured data, which is a very important part of the organizations, especially when you're dealing with customers. Then ये वाली सारी चीजें are very important, and they need to be analyzed for better customer relationships. So these can be greatly used in the marketing purposes, for creating good marketing techniques, for creating for evaluating. अगर आप web mining कर रहे हैं and you have your campaigns on the web, then you can look into the quality of the website. You can look at the number of clicks on the website. You can look at the content of the website, who is actually going through the content and who is not. इसी तरह आपके so basically they're used to look at the trends on the website. Web mining जब हम use करते हैं, इसकी एक simple सी example है कि आपके Google searching जब करते हैं, then the Google uses a kind of a tool called Google Trends that looks at the kind of keyword that is placed into the search bar, कि कौन सा keyword जो है वो बहुत popular है, कौन सा ऐसा keyword है, कौन सी ऐसी search है जो लोग बहुत ज़्यादा करते हैं, so that it looks at the people's interest, right? And then so that it gives them the proper kind of responses to that kind of searches. So different techniques then that can be used by the businesses to achieve a customer relationship and to achieve the competitive advantage. Again, like we said that शुरू में जो हमने बात की थी, that you are using the technology in the organizations, basically to improve their strategy. Basically, if you want to move towards a strategic goal, you use the technology in the organization. Similarly, you want to achieve the competitive edge, and how you want to achieve the competitive edge? By creating the customer relationships. So it's also important to use this database management. Like we said, databases are a crucial element in the organizations, because the organization का data जो है वो सारा databases में store हो रहा है, and how you going to receive that data, how are you going to store that data, how are you going to share that data, how are you going to analyze the data. All these aspects are again very important, and they have to be in line with the strategic goals of the organization. So this is all from the chapter of databases and information management, and we're going to meet in the next lecture with the next chapter of telecommunications and wireless technology. Thank you very much.